Good evening. Welcome to this festive edition of a Reading Rockets home game. It's the Reading Rockets versus the visiting Worthing Thunder. I wrote on my Twitter post that the Worthing Thunder are coming to town and not Santa Claus.
Good.
But, what a disaster.
He's broken his legs.
So, Matt's already ruined our third co-host.
Yeah.
He needs to be wedged in.
Yeah, where do you mean?
I'm joined by Matt Johnson. I'm slightly covered by
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. How are you doing this evening, mate?
Unbelievable.
Oh, boy.
I don't. I'm already out of Santa puns.
Yeah, I'm looking at myself on the screen now. You said I looked okay.
I think you do. Honestly, if anyone says anything other than that, they haven't got any taste at all.
Yeah, I mean, listen, send us some comments on the stream. We're here for everybody's enjoyment. While we still try, is the co-host fixed, or are you going to hold him for most of the match?
I think I might have to hold him. Yeah, might have to. Yeah, he'll be fine.
I'll give you a moment to fix those as I just set the scene. It's Worthing Thunder in town this evening. They are one of the leaders in NBL Division 1 behind Solent. May even be above now with the records recently. Before I check that out, before I say too much. And they are a little bit short-handed. We are really, really fortunate to have the game on this evening.
Yeah,
they do have a couple of COVID cases, I believe, within the Worthing Thunder camp, but I'm not going to say who definitely has it because I'm not 100% who has, but I will certainly update you on the Worthing roster as we get going. It's about 8:03, just coming up to 8 minutes to go before the tip. Matt, it's been another busy week pre-Christmas. We've got a few little bits to mull over, haven't we?
Yeah. Before they do 7 minutes, Mark, I was at the London Lions women's game, mate, and I know because I sent you a load of pictures and a load of text from it.
Yeah, I noticed that there was a big celebration and you were sat there not celebrating.
It was amazing, though, honestly, and I feel, even though I'm sat in a Santa costume, I do feel that all our Christmases came at once. They beat Bourges the first time in 22 years. I think the first British team's come, and I'm going to have a bit of a moan that there just was no one there. There was 15 people there 7 minutes before. And, games midweek, it's at Crystal Palace. And I'm not having anyone saying it's at Crystal Palace, it's difficult to get to and all that malarkey. I think you should crawl over land, sea, anything
Fair comment.
to get there. I just think it was one hell of a performance as well, like without Cassie Breen and everything else. It was just brilliant, Mark. And I think I'm going to ask you and ask anyone else that's on the stream. Well, how do we get more people to those type of games? How can we get that to happen?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was, as we're going to see some of the players come out for introduction soon, and then the Mead is filling up nicely on some a difficult evening. I know conditions-wise because of COVID. I know some people are staying safe at home, and we encourage you to do that if you want to stay safe. But super happy for the people to come out. But how do I say? Do we get more in? I think my general view as a consumer of the sport, right? Not as a person involved in it. I didn't see much to do with it. Didn't see much marketing. Didn't see much post-game either.
I think, let me just jump in though. I think it's when teams go do stuff that's like history making, I think it's got to go above the club's responsibility to push it out, right?
I think so.
So, Lions do it. I think GB basketball, British basketball, London basketball, schools, wherever it goes to, I think we should have 500 young girls there. Not because it's a girls' game. I just think that we should be saying, right, that there should be no tickets left, and however they do that, that's the way it should be done.
Yeah.
And I was honestly driving there. I took one of the under-18 girls and took the coach Luque, and we were chatting. I said, you know what, we better get there early because we might not get a seat.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing, it wasn't like a down evening in attendance. It was just very, very poorly attended, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good to make that the difference. It wasn't just a bit of a down evening.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. And it genuinely was. I think there was one team, I think Caroline Charles' team, who are I think they're the London Lions now, ex-Youngbloods. Her group was there. About 5 or 6 of those girls came to join in, but I was genuinely surprised at how low-key it was, and I was looking at the players from Bourges who were used to playing in front of thousands, and some of the London Lions girls, and I was watching them, they were looking in the crowd literally at their family. I was thinking, we can do better than this, and we honestly can. because most of it will be, I didn't know about it, whatever. Schools should be flooded, junior NBA teams, whatever it is, and we're so bang up for ideas like that. We're not the oracle of anything, but no. I don't think we can afford to have our teams investing so much money to play in Europe. We have to show them. I think it was 10 quid a ticket, and it was, it was £3 for a can of Pepsi. When did that go up?
You're joking.
Yeah. You got ice with it, though. Free ice.
I want a shot of gin with mine for £3. Lord.
You don't. Alcohol or other alcoholic beverages are available.
Yeah. I didn't say a branded gin.
No, you didn't. No, you did actually say gin, yeah.
Well, listen, before we get too far down that line, it was good. I realise this monitor is very much... I'm going to move towards my co-host here. That way I can see marginally more.
yeah, exactly,
yeah. Worth noting is we have a little quick look at the lineups. It's not going to come up on screen because the Thunder lineup is so different to what you are used to seeing.
Yeah.
If I just go through it really quickly, Lucian Christophis is here. He's healthy and playing. George Ebanks is not here. Hafiz Abdul, who is the leading scorer, I believe, at the minute for Worthing, averages 18 a game, is not here. Josh Goddard is not here. Ishmael Fontaine is here. Nicholas Ballon, no. Kevin Moyo, yes. Jack Sunderland, I believe, is sat on the bench. Zaya Taylor, Jared Dixon and Howard Crawford all here. And sharpshooting Tom Ward is not here. So there's 6 in total. It's Christophis, Fontaine, Taylor, Dixon, Crawford and Moyo make up the 6 that are here. Going to be a very tough evening fatigue-wise for the Worthing Thunder, but they've got such a lot of firepower in there. This is definitely going to be a game, isn't it?
Yeah, and I tell you what, I'm going to go out there early and say I don't think Worthing are going to have a shot clock violation.
I would.
with that 6 out on the floor, I was looking at the numbers, probably Fontaine plays the least and Moyo. The other 4 guys are standout, proven scorers and studs in the division. I mean, Howard Crawford is in a real purple patch and Dixon's coming to play as well. So, but make no bones about it, Mark. This is one that Rockets they need to get this win. They need to go into Christmas with that W. However, whatever it takes to get it as well, they need to come out with that. It's a really important game for them. We're still without AJ Bassi, will hopefully be back healthy in the new year. Jazz Baines looks as though he sort of shrugged off a sort of troublesome back injury, and Cartano's had the time now as well after that nasty ankle injury he had.
Yeah, so let's look at that quickly. So as you say, Pinnock's in, Cartano's in, AJ Bassi away with treatment still, Champion, Dixon, Tolawese all in, Ronnie Agekwe, Isaac Round. KV Live is injured this evening. Foot, is it? I think he said to me.
Plantar fasciitis, yeah.
Oh, that is the foot, sole of your foot issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
That Tim Duncan had quite famously for a long time. Similar players.
Amazing how an injury gets associated. I think other people have had it other than Tim Duncan.
I don't believe so.
It's like the metatarsal is who?
Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney.
I'll tell you what I mean. You're on fire for Christmas episode
look at
today.
That. Look at that. It's interesting stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Meshach Lufal, and that will be probably, we were going to pick one of those NBA-style key matchups tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
The Crawford-Lufal matchup is going to be a good one. 2 proper bigs.
Yeah, and you like that, don't you? You like saying the proper bigs.
Yeah, because I say it. NBL 1.
It's only because I don't shoot threes, right?
Well, I think Meshach,
everyone else in the world is, as Charles Barkley was lamenting about, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I think I'm with Sir Charles on that. I just think there's too many. There's a queue of people coming in, Mark, and I know I always point that out.
You
to
love
you.
a queue.
I know.
Love a queue.
And I just think it's great, isn't it? It's the last weekend before Christmas. I mean, there is Christmas lights everywhere here. There is a festive spirit around.
There is.
The big shout out to the Under-18 Conference. They just had a cracking win against local rivals, Bracknell Cobras. They had I think it was a 4-pointer in the end, but really good game of Under-18 basketball for 2 local teams.
You and your Q thing, you sort of remind me of a doorman from the 90s, where in the club there was 3 people, outside there was 100. Just to build the anticipation. That's not the same here.
There's people in.
There's people in. We're filling up. It's going to be a good evening.
Do you know what we've got as well? And there'll be a shot of it sometime, because the under-14s, I think there are about 40 of them, and they've got those. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Thunder sticks.
Yeah.
I was wondering what they were called.
Come on, Stream Team. Let's get a view of these thunder sticks.
The thunder sticks that they're whacking.
If you don't know what they are, Stream Team, they're the big red giant sticks that people are hammering together over there.
Yeah, if they're not digital or sort of plugged in somewhere, the stream team not interested in them.
USB sticks? What are they?
Yeah, they're banging those USB sticks together.
As you get a wonderful shot of Matt and I. Mate, I tell you what, like I'm really. I don't know who got me the hat, but the hat's solid. But I'm really impressed with you. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, LS Media, Luke, I think that is from Solent.
That is Luke, yeah.
Said, loving the Christmas get-up, guys. I don't know what he's talking about, do you?
I mean, this is how I was dressed for most of the
Mark
day.
walked in like that.
True story.
That bow tie sets you off a treat, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to point it a bit more towards camera.
Gary Robinson says, hi all, and let's go Thunder.
I tell you what, this is. I said this on my Twitter post. Like, there's not a lot of basketball going on at the minute. Hurry up, get your friends here.
Yeah.
There's a couple of BBL games going on, but let's be honest, the stream team's where it's at. So turn those off and come here.
Yeah.
And watch this instead, because it's going to be a good one.
I've got to say, usually before the game, the players sort of like give us a nod at us or something like that. They've ignored us this time, haven't they?
I don't know why they're so standoffish.
The referees are smiling, though.
Yeah, they liked it, I think. Here we go, tips coming up. Music
Proper
should
bigs.
be coming down in the background, and here we go. It's Christofis to start us off here with the Worthing Thunder. He's got Dixon, Fontaine, Crawford and Taylor with him. And this is Crawford, the big man, straight down the middle with a running hook, and that's nice from Howard Crawford. This is Pinnock, left side for Rockets, looking for a down screen for Cartano. He'll just go to the rim himself, gets a good paint touch. Cartano through Baines. He thought about the first one. Nice find for Pinnock. This is Cartano. He gets a paint touch as well, running off the left foot. Nothing doing this time, and it's Zaire Taylor who clears.
Yeah, broken offense.
Fontaine dials his own number. There's that shot clock, Matt, that you were talking about. And Jared Dixon will pick that one up and put it in, and it's 4-0 to the Thunder.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of zone from Worthing tonight.
Yeah, going to be
6 guys.
One of those energy-conserving type evenings, and that's Baines. He'll be a zone breaker if he can get it going. Apologies if you can hear any music on the stream in the background. A little bit in my headphones, maybe not that you guys can hear. Anyway, this is Zaire Taylor. Matched up with Cartania. It's actually quite a good matchup. Former BBL MVP Zaire Taylor loves a post-up. Christofis in the corner. He's long on his three and pulled by Cartania, who likes to take it off the rim and go. Finds Pinnock in transition, and it's two-handed throwdown for Pinnock. And that one came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, I thought Cartania was a bit reserved in that transition, because if there's a day to rebound and run, it's today.
Crawford had a look at the high post, gave it up to Fontaine on the left wing, and he buries that one, and it is a 3.
And I'll say that they have got... Fontaine is going to be a real key for that offense, because if he can score, if he can make that happen, he's going to really keep Worthing's offense in.
Here's that matchup, double down, and tries to drop it off to the cutting Dixon. This is Christofis. Dixon on the left of him. He's played by former teammate Reese Pinnock.
Yeah.
Crawford again goes to the crossover against Lufar, all the way in the paint. Back rim on this one, and the big man from Canada clears that one.
Yeah, big opportunity for Lufar to go against Crawford as well.
Said he likes going against proper bigs, actually. And Crawford this time just pulls the chair away from him. Overbalance, and Dixon just inside 3. Back to Lufar on the veteran. Zaire Taylor takes that away from him. He'll go pull up 3 and makes that one, and the Worthing Thunder have come out stroking it tonight.
And I think, Rockets' offense is just spluttering, isn't it, to start off with. They've airballed a shot. The Mishak's had 3 times where he had the ball in his hands and it hasn't got anything out of it.
Probably the most zone they've seen all year.
Yeah.
And this time they go a little kind of high-low to the diving Lufar for the left-handed layup. It's 10-4. Worthing Thunder lead this one.
Yeah, and keep an eye on, watch Ben Dixon on offense. He's been the real glue of putting stuff together recently. So it would be interesting as Christofis puts one up and just narrowly misses out. But keep an eye on Dixon. He has the ball in his hands a lot. Another turnover.
Good hands from the Worthing Thunder to get another one. Taylor to Jared Dixon in this corner. He'll fire them, and it's another 3 from the Worthing Thunder.
Yeah, that's the problem when you don't score, Mark, is that when you don't score, the opposition get the ball right back at you very quickly.
That's that high-low again this time. It's Pinnock to Lou File.
Yeah, and again, Christophes out, left wide open.
So good job that one doesn't go down. Rockets really now need to keep making Worthing play defence, right? Start to get them to fatigue. There's not a lot of numbers. There's the high-low again. It's Dixon on the run with the left-handed finish.
Yep. An early subs getting ready to come in.
Yeah, if you were coaching this, Matt, is that the type of thing you want to take long offences and short defences, make Worthing play a lot of defence?
I think it's just scoring. I think you've got to put your energy into your defence because you've got to make them work that end, and then you've got to get them running in transition. So if you can get the pace of the game up, but not so it favours the opposition, you want to just keep that balance between can we get the shot that we like and get into our defence. And good to see Champion pick up the floor here. You don't win this game in the first quarter, right? You win it with 5 minutes to go in the fourth when you should be able to keep subbing and have better legs.
This is Taylor and Cartano again. Like I said, this is going to be a good matchup. Big body, and it's Lou File across. He erases the shot from Zaire Taylor. Taylor slips one, just gets inside for the two. Baines now on this right wing. It's in the backcourt with Lewis Champion. It would be Cartano, Lou File and Sam Tolawese up front, who's just come into the game. This is Cartano. He'll go baseline, get all the way deep, tries to finish, gets his own rebound, puts it up and in.
Yeah, it's got to be a game for Cartano. We're past 100 watching, Mark, as well. 101 of you joining us.
More and more.
I think, underneath that screen, and Ish will throw another one up. Dixon comes up with it.
Another rejection. Now it's Champion. Cartano who has his last bucket. Early touch for Lou File down low. They're looking at the double. Baines wide open. They'll try and swing it. Tolawese against Christophes. Bit of a mismatch as Tolawese usually quite comfortable in this low post area. Lots of physicality, and he gets fouled by Christophes. He'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, and what a great battle that was, wasn't it? Christophes just had a little word with Tolawese.
Yeah, love it.
I think that'll probably get Sam's juices flowing. And you can see it here. Christophes stays down. He's reaching, stays down. Tolawese's so powerful with his hips down low. Nearly has his shirt ripped off him. Maintains his balance. Yeah, that's a great battle, isn't it, that one?
And there's the little word afterwards.
Yeah.
Probably a nothing easy type comment. It's Kevin Moyo set to come in the game for Worthing, although he's still sat at the minute. A little consultation here with the officials.
Yeah,
trying to understand what's happening there. They've got 6 on the floor at the minute.
Yeah. A little referee's conflab. Ivan Javon Smith says, "Let's go, Mishak." So that's an absolute shout to a call to arms. Christophes comes out, and Kevin Moyo comes in. I noticed the officials were talking to him about he had a different headband on earlier on.
No change in headbands.
Yeah. Greg Locke, let's go. And Sam Grant dials in. Maybe home for Christmas, I hope. Or certainly shouldn't be in Florida still.
I mean, I know where I'd rather be at Christmas. Just saying. Just saying.
What, sat here next to me with that hat on?
Yep, exactly what I was thinking.
Exactly what you were thinking.
This is Jared Dixon, who in his first year for the Worthing Thunder is averaging 15 a game.
Yeah, this is a tough matchup, I think.
Yeah, huge.
Zaire just so physical and just goes at the defender. Makes it really hard to officiate, I think.
Well, it goes back to that, I think for me, that age-old question, is Tyler Cartano. What is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to get out of the way of him and just let him go, or is he got to kind of face him up a little bit and use somebody? Like I said, very difficult to call both ways. As Taylor knocks down his first free throw.
It's the James Harden thing, right? And in the NBA, you see it more. It's easier to see in the NBA because you see these type of guys that they just know how to put the refs in really difficult situations. That's rare.
Taylor splits a pair, and this is Champion back to the zone here for Worthing. Again, probably the most zone Reading would have seen all year as Cartano goes to the one dribble pull and doesn't get it, but yeah, certainly an energy-conserving approach from the Thunder. This is Taylor against Pinnock. He will inevitably go to the back down.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Rockets do against this. Yeah, they've just...
Crawford with the 2 bites at the cherry and gets it to go with the tip second time around.
And I think if that is... Coach Pearson is going to have to come up with that solution pretty quick. Otherwise, Zaire Taylor is going to control most of this.
I think the interesting thing is Baines pulls up. He wasn't confident, didn't have his legs under him, and there's a loopy outlet to Fontaine. And then Dixon, he's fouled and back rims it. Champion looking in disbelief as he believes it was not a foul, but probably a sensible call as a push is called.
Yeah, one of the beauties as well of when you play so much zone like Worthing are they just sending guys out.
Yeah, you can link the top guys pretty easily, can't you?
Yeah, yeah.
18-12, the Worthing Thunder visiting, short-handed today, do lead this one. I should say, while short-handed, they have a very strong core of their group here. Hafiz Abdul and Tom Ward, the very notable absences from this Worthing Thunder team. And don't get me wrong, both guys having a great year here in NBL 1. Going to give a Christmas shout out to your son. He is keeping my kids thoroughly entertained over my left shoulder.
Oh, is he?
He's doing a terrific job.
Oh, great.
Thunder sticks allowed. Yes, kids. Absolutely love it. Dixon goes 2 for 2. As you may well hear, our arena announcer, Ben Fisher, back after a week off. Lufar with the 12-footer from the elbow. This one does not go, and Thunder clear another one, and they'll take some time. Moyo's leaked out left wing. They'll fire up another 3. It's Moyo, and he's short on that one. Cleared, and it's Pinnock going the other way. Looking early screen and roll, and it's going to be called on the floor on Kevin Moyo as he's just fighting over the Sam Tolawese screen. Appreciate all 110 of you at the minute. I actually think we should probably be breaking 200 today with the kind of lack of sport. As there are a lot of cancellations. Well done to both organisations. Well done to Worthing and well done to the Reading Rockets for getting this one on. How's it been with the COVID protocols in the Rockets camp, Matt?
Yeah, I mean it's just coming back now it's like anything, it's a difficult time for players, coaches, families alike. And I think it's just really important to get this game. And whilst we're in the arena at the moment, you'll hear and see Bailey Tustin doing a great job keeping people entertained. And I think we've got the return of Ted the Bear as well, the Reading Rockets mascot. All the kids from many a generation have smiled and high-fived and had their picture taken along the way. So, yeah, difficult challenge for Rockets this. And I think the other thing is they've scored 13 points, but 12 points, but have given up 20 with 3 minutes to go. So Worthing are on course for, maybe 110, 115. And some of that is, Rockets offense and giving up leak outs, and others of it is just simply because we haven't put the ball in the basket, and Worthing have shot the ball really, really well. So
Worthing currently 3 for 7 from the 3-point line and 4 for 9 from the field overall. So they're shooting it just under 50%, so good clip level. As Tolawese throws the blind one as Pinnock cut.
Yeah, and you have an entire offense without... Mishak wants that matchup against Crawford, because if Crawford plays 40 minutes, it's going to be a lot harder. Crawford coming out is going to be a major issue for Worthing, right? So tactically, the ball should be touching him a lot, and he should be able to go at Crawford, just like we've seen Zaire Taylor going right at anyone that will guard him. And here we go. Crawford against Mishak. Weak side is Dixon. Fontaine puts up another one. Baines in the corner, out of bounds. Dixon running the lane well there, Mark.
Yeah, straight. Actually ran the kind of rim to rim, but it was a good lane to run. I think Rockets are going to have to use transition as another touch inside to Mishak, and on the dribble, the Thunder are all over Mishak when he gets the ball. Dixon pulls up on 3, doesn't get that one. It's Crawford with the follow, nothing doing this time, and Pinnock to Baines, looking for an early post with Tolawase. Skipped to Dixon, and it's another difficult pass inside, and the Thunder will go the other way, and Jared Dixon told to get up by the officials.
And the old smallest guy on the floor gets a rebound, and then they jump at Taylor. Open 3.
And Moyo makes another one.
Yeah. And I think this is going to be one of those games as Rockets trail by 11 with 2 minutes to go. This is going to be one of those tricky games to navigate.
Be good if Jazz Baines can get going. That one looked a little bit better than the first 2, but he will now be 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. And this is Ishmael Fontaine with Moyo, Taylor, Crawford and Dixon on the floor, and Taylor pulls up from deep, and it is nothing but net from 22 feet. Big shot from Zaire Taylor.
And it's another turnover.
Yeah, very long entry pass there, probably a 30, 35-foot entry pass from Pinnock. On a straight line as well, as Dixon this time turns the corner and puts it in with the right hand, and Jared Dixon is really getting going this evening. Baines again thought about the 3. They chased him off the 3-point line this time. Tolawase to Pinnock. Nice touch inside. Just drops it off to Dixon, who needs the finish, doesn't get it to go, and gets the follow front rimmed as well.
Yep. Into the last minute, Rockets have scored 12 points. And don't look as though they've got any kind of legs in this at the moment, Mark.
No, and Taylor going to that post up again. Fontaine, who has made one already, he makes another, and it's another 3 from the Worthing Thunder, and they have 31 in this first quarter.
Yep, 19 down.
And it was a single-digit ball game not too long ago as well. Dixon on the baseline should make this one, and does. Shot clock on. There's about 1 second difference between game clock and shot clock.
Yep. And I think the thing for me, Mark, is when you're looking at the game, the team with the energy, it should be the team that's trailing, right? It should be. And it just doesn't look as though there's a connection about... Oh, that's a foul.
And Moyo in the corner is fouled by Jazz Baines, and with 4.4 on the clock, fouling a 3-point shooter is probably going to make Dan Pearson sick to his stomach.
Yeah, absolutely. Could be 20 down at the end of the first against a team with 6 guys as well. So
just going into, just looking quickly, Rockets have turned it over 7 times in this first quarter so far. They're on for 28 turnovers in the game to a team that's short-handed.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can see Coach Thorns and everyone shoot with freedom and confidence. Sometimes you do stuff very simply, and Worthing game plan is, from what I can see, go zone, force other people to shoot it over you. Baines has missed. I can't give you the numbers at the moment, but in terms of threes, where Rockets are 0 for 3. So they've got a lack of perimeter shooting, and then a lack of energy in terms of defending. And then you're staring down the barrel of, there you go, could be at the 20-point.
Need a 3 here. Time to get it off. It's Pinnock from distance, doesn't get it to go. And what an interesting first quarter.
Absolutely.
The Worthing Thunder lead this 33-14. They are up 19. They have 6 guys.
Yep.
As Bailey, boom, Tustin is back on the floor with the kids doing his thing. That's good. The Worthing Thunder have turned it over 0 times.
Yeah, and because they don't have a complicated offense, they come down, they make one-on-one, and they kick it to the guys open, makes a shot, all right? So
they're doing that by design, without question. They're coming down purposefully and shooting a lot of threes.
Yeah.
And at the minute, they are making a lot of threes.
Yeah.
And it is working.
Yeah, up 6 for 13, 46%, 18 points from there. But it's not just that. I think it's the energy isn't in the room, and I think that what you need for, if you're Rockets coaches now, you've got to get. This is the time where you might bring one of the kids in. You've got to have someone that's going to come in. And I'm looking at the guys on the floor, and I don't see anyone coming in that's really going to change the energy at the moment. And let's hope that we're wrong with that, because it's amazing what happens when you just make a couple of shots, your confidence levels change, a couple of steals, and you get yourself back into it. So let's hope that this Rockets team has got some character in it, and before Christmas, and there will not be a better chance to get a win against a very high-flying Worthing Thunder team.
Absolutely. Looking at the leaders in the first quarter, Ben Dixon leads scorers for Reading. Isaiah Taylor has 9 for the Worthing Thunder, but to be clear, Jared Dixon has 9, Fontaine has 6, Moyo has 5. They are piling on the points early. Rebounders are Lufal and Crawford. They've got 4 each. And Isaiah Taylor leads the assist category with 4. So putting a nice evening's work together himself.
Yeah. And these are the games where the strategy's got to match energy, energy's got to match tactics, and tactics has got to match technicals, and your technique to do the right things. So it'll be interesting to see now what happens in this quarter, because I think if there's some bit of character shown, then this could be a very good second half. If not, it could be a very long second half. So let's see which team comes out. Is Rockets going to look as though they're going to play from 19 down and find some solutions?
So here we go. Cartano and Champions looking for that high post with Dixon and Lufal. They'll go a little screen and roll, but Worthing just absorb that one and don't worry about it too much.
8 seconds left.
Pinnock at 6 on the shot clock. Good spot, Matt. And this is Lufal inside. A lot of contact, but gets his own little miss and puts that in. Better offense from Rockets.
Yeah, I think I've got to say, Mark, I think that the backcourt of Rockets, Champion, Dixon, they've got to make some threes.
That was
Cartano.
And this is the breakaway where they should get numbers. It's Pinnock shovels to Champion. This time Cartano fouled by Howard Crawford on the ground.
Yeah, and again, I would say slight caution for all those young coaches out there. If your team doesn't play well at pace, usually, it doesn't mean they should just start playing at pace because a team has got 6 guys. You just want to play at a pace that's comfortable for you.
Dixon on the cut just loses the ball on the way up.
But it shows, doesn't it, how simple is that? Dixon's not 6 foot tall and gets a wide open one.
Yep. Jared Dixon on the baseline just flicks one up with that snatchy shooting form he's got.
Yeah, absolutely.
All string, and Jared Dixon keeps the scoring tempo going, nearly in the lane this time against Cartano. He thought about his dialing his own number. Lufal finds Pinnock. Would be good if this one goes.
Yep.
Halfway down and comes out.
And I'd say so far, in terms of perimeter shooters, Champion hasn't taken one, I don't think. Normally a good perimeter shooter.
Yep. Crawford with that foul line jumper doesn't get it to go. He does like that foul line jumper though. Nothing this time. Pinnock now there's the touch for Lufal. They'll double down straight away. This is the one that you wanted, Matt. Champion, he tries to throw up the shot to get to the foul line. I'm sure the ref will call that on the floor against Christophes.
Yeah, that'll be his second foul as well. That'll bring Moyo in.
And as you say, I think that's going to be the change we see a bit more frequently. I think we'll see the Fontaine, the Christophes, the Moyo switching, or substituting, should I say, to make sure that they manage the foul trouble. They'll try and keep Dixon, Taylor and Crawford in as much as possible for firepower.
Yep.
Baseline for Rockets. Again, a little slip inside for a layup could be useful here. They still remain 19 down against his Worthing Thunder team. Pinnock's got a good look, but turns it down to look inside to Lufal, and they'll double straight away. That's clearly the MO against Lufal, and the one dribble pull from Cartano.
Yeah.
Good this time.
And he's got to get that going, I think. Just 2 points in 10 minutes of play.
Bit of pressure defensively from the Rockets. I think Moyo is one of those guys very tricky with the ball, doesn't always do a lot scoring-wise. And there's Dixon again, and he makes another. Jared Dixon has got his eye in this evening.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's gone to 14 in the first 13 minutes.
There's that low post and dive again. There's the one dribble pull-up. Cartano makes another one. He's good from that mid-range. And Dan Pearson looking for some more defensive energy. They'll go with the 1-2-2 press, but broken fairly easily by the Thunder.
Yeah.
Dixon versus Dixon.
And they've just left him
wide open. He just made two, and he nearly makes the third.
And that was Ben Dixon of Pinnock. Good
nice find inside, and the Rockets cut the lead to 16.
Yeah, good timeout. Yeah, good timeout as well, I think. You want to try and get those timeouts and use them to stop the run, and Rockets have just come on a little, you could just see a little couple of perimeter made shots by Cartano out on the run, and start to give them a little bit of defensive energy. Just things to be aware of when Rockets come into that zone is against a team that shoots it a lot, you've got to be really aware of who is it that on that day is a shot maker, not necessarily on the scout. Because there is a bit of a difference, especially in Division 1, between guys that on the day will come in and are just feeling it, and they'll go, like Ishmael Fontaine's a good example of that. His numbers will maybe not be the greatest on that team, but he gets his head up, confident, he'll knock down a couple of threes, and the same for Moyo. All of a sudden, you can have 12 points that you weren't expecting. So those are the sorts of things that players and coaches have got to be aware of, not just running through the motions.
Zaire Taylor talking it through with the Worthing Thunder bench, and as you say, Matt, Jared Dixon has moved on to 14 personal. Meshach Mufal now has 8 and Cartano 6 with a couple quick ones in this second quarter. With 3 minutes in, Rockets have cut the lead to 16 here in the second. As you say, good timeout, Julian Stanley.
Yeah.
Don't let it go any further. Maintain quite a wide lead.
Yep. I think one of the things I'd say, it's quite difficult to play against 6, right? And I think it can really knock your confidence out the way as a group. You're kind of unsure. Everyone's expecting you to win, but they've still got a lot of talent on the other side of the floor. So it doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. So if Rockets can come back from this, I think it will be the largest deficit that they're to come back from.
Crawford goes the baseline with the reverse. Jared Dixon gets his hands on another rebound, but
he is just so active.
Yeah, he's certainly got his tail up in this one, isn't he? He's doing a lot on the offensive glass and on the offensive end, and he's had his hands on a few things defensively as well. From the comments as well, Todd says, Todd Linley says, loving the production, guys. He says, can't wait to be back soon. Same for us, Toddo. And LS Media, so if Reading can get Worthing into foul trouble, could change the game. Champion for that corner 3 just comes out, snatched. Good find with a loop over the top of the zone, and Cartano can't finish, and Crawford snatches back, and they've just about got a 3-on-2 here, Worthing, broken up by Lewis Champion. Yeah, I think you made a good point, actually, Matt, about this kind of expecting to beat a six-man team, and almost like you can get yourself frustrated quite quickly, can't you? You go 4 down, 6 down or something, and you're thinking, why is this happening? Play a bit tighter, don't play the way you should. And you're looking for someone else to make a shot. Yep. You know, Jazz misses his first 3, and Zaire Taylor is so dangerous in these games. Yeah, he is. Well, we know if it's close as well, Zaire Taylor's very, very good in end games, commands a lot of the ball and does a good job. Yeah. Cartano to Pinnock, and Baines in the corner was looking at one. Again, Rockets really struggling with the guards in the zone. This one off right from Cartano. Yeah, and I think that's the thing that Coach Pearce is looking at this group. He's got Cartano at 3, Toluwezi 4, Meshach at 5, and they can't get a paint touch. So right into Worthing's hands, I think, on that one. This is a better matchup. The Toluwezi-Taylor matchup is probably better than the Cartano one. And there's Fontaine. Cleared off the rim by Meshach. Good energy by him. That's better. Early post touch. Yeah. Rejected by Howard Crawford, they'll go again, and Crawford gets a piece of the second one.
Yeah, and Crawford bossed that one, didn't he?
Yeah, stood up tall. Nice to see, and this is the Tolowazy, and this is probably where Zaire Taylor is a bit of a nightmare to match up with. He's overly physical for Cartano, and he's probably too tricky for Tolowazy. So it's a bit of a pick your poison, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what I would say is you really want to take some offensive fouls off him as well, because he's a big, strong guard now, and you want to be able to, if he puts his shoulder right through you. So, Dave Marshall, Worthing's finest. Evening to you, sir. And you've just got to be ready now. And into the game is a Gekwe.
There's the physical and a bit of a trademark spinning Zaire Taylor layup. It's 3-on-2 for the Rockets as Pinnock trails and tries for the throwdown. He's fouled by Moyo.
Yeah. Evan Milligan back watching my favourite announcers. In fact, your favourite announcers aren't here this week, I'm afraid, Evan. They're replaced by Father Christmas and his elf. Yep. Shireen Hannum, come on, Thunder.
Pinnock been in the mood to get to the rim after the early dunk, and this time stopped by Moyo.
Yep.
They're still talking about it. Kevin Moyo had tennis shoes on about 10 minutes before the game, and I actually thought he forgot his trainers. He hasn't. He's got different shoes on now. He had a pair of what looked like Dunlop Green Flash on while warming up.
Did he?
Yeah. And I thought, has he really forgotten them? He hasn't.
Yeah. Not quite sure what the referees are chatting about here. I'm going to give you my other favourite stat, Mark. In 15 minutes, Rockets have gone to the line twice only.
Yep.
Dixon 1 for 1 and Tolowazy 1 for 2, and now that's the third one, and I think there's a measure in there.
Rock is extending this pressure again. Dixon takes the dribble to the rim, just walks his way in there.
But the problem is he went past Pinnock, Pinnock gets beaten, and then he goes past Tolowazy as well.
So this one flipped up by Pinnock, who goes the other way with the left hand. It's timeout Worthing. 15-point ball game. Worthing lead this one 40-25, and Coach Stanley burns another. Probably again, would you say good timeout?
Yeah, I would, because he's got, now if you're Coach Pearson, you've got 5 minutes really to get stuff on the floor, change something up. You've got fouls to give. You want to make this next 5 minutes your most competitive. You want to go in 5 down if you can, and then saying, right, that's the way we have to play. If you've got a chance now to get it done, then you can. And you really want to get guys on the floor that have just got the right level of energy, because some players, you just can't get yourself out of it. So this is where coaches really kind of earn their money. They are getting the right guys on the floor, the ones. It doesn't mean that, like Ronnie coming in is great, and you'll see him getting on the floor. He's practiced great the last few weeks, so the guys have been telling me. So those sorts of things are really, really good. So, we'll keep that going.
I think the very prototypical coaching thing to say here is in the last 4:41, if you could get it to single digits or a couple of possession ball game by the half. Yep. I know that's a little bit of a generic comment, but always nice to have a kind of target going into the kind of final part of the second quarter. Jared Dixon continues his hot streak. He's got 16. Not quite sure how many he's had. I think he had 5 or 6 at the end of the first, so he's had 10 in this second quarter.
Yeah.
Hasn't had a minute's break yet, I don't think.
No, he certainly has not. 15 minutes, 19 seconds. That's for Ishmael, Zaire, Jared and Howard Crawford.
Misha Lufal, other notable stat is he's got 9 rebounds already, and Howard Crawford has 8. Those guys are doing a job on the boards.
Yeah, and straight out of that timeout is... So Moyo is being guarded by Gekwe, and be interesting to see. Just
Dixon again fades the corner.
Ronnie's going to get that one.
The call here, I think, is going to be on Jared Dixon, fouling Reese Pinnock on the rebound.
He's going to call it on a... No, ref's called it on a Gekwe.
Oh, interesting. I was looking at the different part of the floor.
And interestingly, Kevin Moyo was trying to rebound there and was never going to get it. And
this is our, if they weren't an academy player,
would they have got it?
Would they have got the call?
Yeah. Interesting, that, because that was in match of the day yesterday as well.
I laughed because it was literal one match of the day. As Crawford with a nice up and under, then one dribble and lays in with the right hand.
I think Mishak in the first quarter, and then
I think the two. Sorry, Matt, to cut you off. The two things here. I mean, Mishak, I think off the scout has seen that Crawford likes a 10 or 12 foot. He's jumped on a few of them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. Like, he's jumped and then. Yeah, both guys have jumped, left their feet at Crawford's mid-range and let him get to the bucket. So that's disappointing on the scout to leave your feet, because you really want to make Crawford go. You really want to make Crawford shoot it from there.
Handy enough to put it on the floor too. We've seen him a couple of times. It's quite comfortable, doesn't he?
But absolutely.
You know, one or two dribbles, and he's crossed over and he's done up and unders. Like he can, he's certainly doing it. We see him again in this kind of face-up mid-block position.
Yeah.
Dixon runs off him, which should clear the lane. And here he goes on the dribble again. Bodied this time by Lufal. Turn around and Matt, there you go. Yeah. There's the credit you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pinnock charging the other way down the floor. They'll call this on Pinnock. He'll feel there's a bit of contact from Taylor first. Pinnock gets him back, and that's Pinnock's second foul.
That's what I was saying before, isn't it? Like the pace of the game, when the defence is already back in transition, you don't need that pace. What you need is transition, and you need to then give your team the best opportunities.
Yeah, you saw there's a bit of contact from Taylor on the rip there, but it's Pinnock. It's always the second one that gets called, isn't it? It's always the second one.
Yeah.
I noticed I've removed my hat because my head's getting a bit sore from pulling this hat down on my head and trying to put my headphones over it. I'll give it another whirl later on. Skipped to Dixon, and he again puts it, the little hesitation, running right-hander, and Jared Dixon is showing us the entire repertoire this evening.
And pretty much no one's not shown the ability to guard him as a group yet, as Worthing move on to 44. And Mishak comes up with one. He's fighting hard for those under there.
That will bring up his 10th rebound.
As Rockets are 0 for 7 from the three-point line.
And that's Taylor with a drop off to the cutting Crawford.
Yep.
Looking for early touches from Lufali, and this has been a great matchup to watch, Lufal and Crawford. Skipped again to Cartagena. This time he puts it on the floor. He'll just go underneath, doesn't get the roll, and a good rebound again from Lufal, and puts it with the left hand. And that matchup continues to deliver everything we thought it would.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Mishak's getting it off everybody else's missed shots as well.
He's working hard in that time.
Yeah.
Tapped on the elbow. Crawford, no call. Skipped to Baines, and it's tipped. It's a clear tip. Baines would not have just let that go out of bounds. They're going to say they didn't see it. It's going to go the other way. Going to go the other way. I could tell you that was going to go that way.
I don't think Christophers was anywhere near it, to be honest.
It was only the way that Baines pulled out of catching it. Very catchable. He decided not to catch it. Again, difficult one to call.
Yep.
Just about to get to the 2-minute mark. It's still the Worthing Thunder, 46 to 29. They lead by 17.
And
Coach Stanley having a few words with his team over there. This is the nice thing about having Jaya Taylor as well, isn't it? There's always it seems like he can always get a foul, always get a bucket, and that is tough to play for 40 minutes.
Yep. And the truth is, they can go zone because at the moment Rockets are not harming them. They've scored 29 points, so they'll take that, right?
Yep.
You know, unless someone steps up and starts making some shots, it's tough to play against that when Lufar with 12 and 6 for 10. Everyone else is 0 for on the three-point line. So it's a long way back. It's 19 now, but it's either going to be, you know, we said, didn't we, if we can get it to
Good from Lufal inside to Tolowazy, and he'll skip past Crawford and lay it up over the rim with the right hand.
Yeah, and I think this is the way forward anyway, because
Dixon out and running again, nothing doing, and Crawford crashes the boards.
Yeah, I absolutely think this is the way forward, because as soon as Rockets go inside, they've made pretty much everything at the rim. They've got to go inside, got to really put fouls on the board as well, get free throws at the moment. Worthing only 3 fouls in the... A good tip by Dixon. Isolating Crawford.
So the crossover again, picks up his dribble this time. Cartano could have came up with
3 seconds, this is going up, Mark.
Taylor from about 25 feet, nothing doing. Good box out from Tolowazy. Dixon coming the other way for Rockets, looking left to Baines. Again, nice early post touch for Lufar, and that's the one that Tolowazy likes. It's straight away 3.
Yeah.
Tracked down by Baines, but nothing doing, and the Thunder are out and running. It's Fontaine skipping to Danger Man Dixon. Goes 2, 3, 4 crossovers. Dixon stays in front, and Christophes this time, nothing again. Rockets could do with converting a couple here towards the end of the quarter. Still this extended 2-3 zone of Worthing doing the job.
And just got to find...
Baines again needs to shoot himself out of this slump. Not this time. Dixon.
Nope. And he stays as Ofer.
And they'll kill some clock here. They'll run this one down. It's Taylor, who I say is very good in these kind of closing end game type situations, and he'll go against Cartano. Goes behind the back. Great move from Taylor. Gets Cartano in the air and fouled, and he will take himself to the line.
Yeah, I think, and Cartano can watch that film back and he'll see it's really good right to the last bit where he just goes to try